Mustapha Ussif guy. That guy, if I had my way, I would jail him. The Mustapha Ussif guy, or Bambofo, he's somebody who has wrecked our nation. That guy, how does he become a sports minister in the first place? It's called common sense. That guy, he must be jailed. How can you put $50 million for someone to go and eat? And I heard him in Parliament talking a dossier on him, and like I did with Plavi, at the appropriate time, I'll release it.
A dossier on Mustapha, on Mustapha Ussif.
If you look at his tenure, he's the worst thing that has ever happened to Ghana sports.
All right, Ebusia, Honorable Mustapha Ussif, former sports minister. Openiwe makacho say BBNC any man to 2 year openiwe ye be jail no di mu odin. Na me no ka say enra openiwe ni din e de Mr. Ebo Apia. Oye sports business and communications consultant. Na openiwe se ye manakonya se onkono kwano oye special prosecutor. Enka openiwe ni din e de Honorable Mustapha Ussif no a oye former sports minister no ko be jail no di mu odin. Na odiefutuo edi ama Honorable Kofi Adams. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama odiefutuo ewrem edi ama no. Se Ghana beko World Cup ni bi anase yenko no odiefutuo aba. Na ensem ni ade a openi reveal ene ensem a waka ede afa Honorable Kofi Adams ho. Honorable eye Mustapha Ussif ho no abusuya ehu behia se bonya audio ni watie na ensem ni de openi wuti se eba soccer, eba football, eba sports a onimu ye papa. So no wonder say oye sports business and communications consultant. Na ebusia yankoni nkoti ensem a okan ye efa Honorable Mustapha Ussif any jailia onyakonya na obe jaili no yankoni nkoti ensem no emra.
At the last minute they call something certificate of agency.
Yeah.
That is why that Mustapha Ussif guy. That guy, if I had my way, I would jail him. The Mustapha Ussif guy or Bambofo. He's somebody who has wrecked our nation. That guy, Fifi, if you look at the cost of Boteman, he can build an Olympic-sized stadium. That if you see, you have to do something called value for money. People like that, they haven't even seen an Olympic-sized stadium in his lifetime before. How does he become a sports minister in the first place? If Ghana had an Olympic-sized stadium, do you know what we can do? We can become the tourism hub for all the African countries when we are going for the All African Games, All African Athletics Games. There's a place in California called Pasadena Rose Bowl, where all the athletes go and train before major athletic events.
Yeah, that's where the World Cup 94 finals was played.
So what you do is that you have this Olympic-sized stadium here, then you get Aqua Safari and all those hotels that are in the to give as a package. Why won't Tottenham Hotspur come and do a preseason here?
Yeah.
Why would Tottenham Hotspur not come and go to Australia instead of coming to Accra? Tottenham Hotspur can land in Accra, go to our Olympic Stadium, train there from Boteman to Aqua Safari. I think it's about 30 minutes or Pedwasi.
Yeah.
It's about 30 minutes. Moboa. It's called common sense. That guy, he must be jailed. How can you put $50 million for someone to go and eat? Are you scared? You use it for that. And I heard him in Parliament talking the world-class facilities. The day I knew he was empty-headed was when he opened that his mouth and said that whatever university. And I'm saying, are you okay in your head? Are you okay? Do you know how a university is formed in the first place? Fifi.
$4.5 million was used for tax.
Fifi, how do you build a stadium that is 70% complete with the money that can build that same stadium brand new? The Lagos Stadium was almost 70% or 80% complete.
Yeah.
Now go to the various halls. All the air conditions is gone. Please, let me not talk about that guy. Myself will come. Let's move on.
All right, so that's a more API you're listening to. If you just tuned in, this is 106.1 Sport EFM. There's a Sporty Drive.
I have a dossier on him, and like I did with Plavi, at the appropriate time, I'll release it.
A dossier on Mustapha, on Mustapha Ussif.
If you look at his tenure, he's the worst thing that has ever happened to Ghana sports. What bonde. So I think that for me, the minister should hasten slowly. Sometimes it's good. That's if he can back it with action. But I want to see this minister after 2 football matches. I want to see whether he will still be talking after the Blasters monies have been released after 2 matches. Then you can call me to have this conversation again. I have seen a lot of ministers before Blaster matches, how they talk, and then after Blaster matches, how they talk.
Yeah.
It's only after the Blaster matches he will see money. He hasn't seen it. He won't see no money where he's seated. Trust me. Abesika, from where? The Minister of Finance, you know the burden on him. That guy, he will grow hair very fast. Atufosin. I don't envy him at all. So Atufosin cannot give him unlimited budget. And do you know how we are damaging sports in this country? If the money going to the World Cup can be given to Kofi Adams today, Kofi Adams can do a proper planning with it and save us a lot of money.
Yeah.
But he won't be giving that money. You see, the people, those of you who are in a hurry to go and tell Ebo is Christian, please. That's not what I'm saying. Open your ears and listen. Let us educate you. We are not here to put anybody. I'm saying that it doesn't make sense that 95% or 90% of the budget of the Ministry of Youth and Sports goes to Black Stars in a calendar year. It doesn't make sense.
When there are 54 other associations or federations.
I'm not even looking at them. I'm looking at the 9 other
national teams.
Yes, I don't.
Soccer teams.
Soccer teams. Yes. Let's stay with soccer. It doesn't make sense. Which
and they are the least that bring laurels.
Which age group has brought us so much glory? It's not under 17s. How much money do we spend on them?
And the Black Queens.
Yes. It doesn't make sense to do that. So then now, those people, everybody, let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation. Let's sit down. Let's talk as adults. Let's talk as people who have our nation at heart and ask ourselves serious questions. Into World Cup na young call Russia and we are.
This is Sporty FM, the voice of sports.
If you were to sit with the president, what would you tell him?
I would tell him, Mr. President, choose this day whom you will serve. Do you want to go to the World Cup or you want to leave a lasting legacy?
If he says he wants to go to the World Cup, what would you say?
Then set up a committee. If he wants to go to the World Cup, then I'll advise him, set up a committee. Let the committee sit down with the Football Association and do what I call a quantitative analysis. Not that that knee-jerk reaction. No. Let's agree that, okay, the whole World Cup, the minimum we are going to get is $1 million. And therefore, if I'm using that for the basis of this conversation. If we are going to make $1 million, and sometimes, you know what we do in this country that I never understand? Not even a single journalist has raised it before. It's as if the money we spend en route to the qualification is not part. When we begin to disburse money, it's not part. How? Because if you tell the players, I put you in a private jet, I put you in a it's not this flight, chartered flight to Johannesburg and back. It costs $100,000 during the qualification. Your accommodation costs $50,000. This costs that. But before we kick a ball, that's 1 million. This is how much you have spent. So the player must understand that 1 million, half is gone already. But I don't want to talk that will not get results. That will not make any impact on what we are doing. Look at this AFCON. When I saw the AFCON and the lady with the singer tone and the musicians and things was sung in the Abidjan. For what? For what? At the expense, they will give you so many reasons why all those people were carried to. And remember, these young men and the ex-football administrators, people who have been making sure the football is surviving, all to them time now, they are the people who are ignored. And they go and bring this new set of people who call themselves local champions, and then they put them on planes and they take them. So they are the ones looking to go to the World Cup more than us. What happened to the World Cup? And football people know. Hey, I'm not fine ready, Papa. Then World Cup, if they don't go, then they will catch the footballers. Jesus Christ.
They want to go to Canada. They want to go to the US and Mexico.
As the president of the land has a choice. My target is him. The president of the land must give a clear direction. he wants to go to the World Cup or he wants to create a legacy for the football. The choice is his.
Can he go to the World Cup and create a legacy at the same time?
No. Unfortunately, no. You can't eat your cake and have it. Fifi, iko baby no watch akokwa. Was it cinema komna? Ni nyanitin. It's not possible. You can't. You can't. Why? Because then, look at how much it's going to cost you to go to the World Cup, and then how much it's going to cost you to create a legacy. Is sports and football the only thing the president of the land has to do in 4 years?
No.
If he had
there's a lot more pressure.
If he had limited, like unlimited budget, then you can go for what you are asking for. But now, like I said, Koko for watching there, baby. The Koko people are pulling him. I'm sure the Chiefs are pulling him.
DDEP.
Just say everybody has to be sorted out. I'm not sure they think you talk about you.
No.
He has to go and thank everybody.
No, he does it intermittently.
Exactly. He does it
intermittently. Yeah.
That's how our country is run.
Alright, so Mr. Ebuapia, a sports business and communications consultant. Ono na wote se okanisem honum advices a hold there. Wakambe bre wodi bi ama honorable the sports minister and his excellency John Dramani Mahama. See abeko World Cup see enko Jelia opese o Jeli Mustapha Ussif ni nyina no wonya bia watie. Wonso betima che wadwene e comment section na me say Mustapha Ussif die say Angelina biem. Yes. Ti eno so ne ensem a eba ye mesre obaso a subscribe, like, ne pia share na obinya akonya no enjoy feed ni bi na bibia enye kama aha Sports Link Ghana. Yes abeshia.